Wait, when you go to college.
When you go to college, you will have to buy textbooks at a bookstore over 175 copies of a textbook at a cost of $58.25 each. What is the total cost of the textbook?
Okay. Let's work through our word problem. What's the first thing we need to write down, Iteria?
What we want to know.
Good. What we want to know.
Like
So
what question?
over, this is what your desk needs to look like. Draw your box like this on your desk, nice and big.
We need to write down what we know.
What we know. Thank you. What do we know? Raise your hand. What do we know? Antonio D, what's one thing we know?
Textbooks cost $58.25 each.
All right, let's write it. We can write it in bullet point, remember?
Know that the bookstore ordered
Okay, good. Well, say it nice and loud so that Bobby can hear you.
we know.
What's our next step on our graphic organizer? Tell Diana.
Strategy.
Our strategy. Are we combining or separating? Antonio, are we combining or separating? How are we combining? Are we just combining any numbers or are we combining neatly?
Combining.
Raise your hand. Neatly. So what operation does that tell us?
Multiplication.
Multiply. Write it in your box. Okay, we're combining it to find a total. What would it look like if we were separating? It wouldn't be adding. It wouldn't be addition or multiplication. You're right about that. What does it look like to combine versus separate? Okay, hold on 1 second.
We will be subtracting.
Okay, if we were separating, we would be subtracting. What does it look like? What would numbers look like if we're not if we weren't combining? Give me an example of if you were separating and not combining. Antonio T? Anyone help Antonio out? Robert? My question was, what would it look like if we were separating and not combining? What does that mean? Because we asked, are we separating numbers or are we combining them? We asked that. What do we mean by that? What would it look like? What do you mean? Right, what do you mean by groups? Okay, listen up. Go ahead. A bookstore. So here, we're trying to get the total cost of the textbooks. So we need to put the cost of one textbook together until we get up to how many textbooks did they order?
175.
So we're combining the cost for all 175. Now, combining neatly, do the textbooks cost different prices?
Yes.
No.
No, they each cost how much, scholars?
$58.25.
So neatly means we're combining all the same numbers until we get to what? Until we get to 175. And when you're combining neatly, you can multiply. Now, if we had 175 textbooks and they all cost different amounts, we would just be combining, right? We'd just be combining all those amounts. And that would be what operation? Addition. Okay, let's go.